surveying the area? Oh, okay. I just wondered why we were here taking pictures of the building.
Take pictures of the building. That's it.
Okay.
Got some unusual signage on it.
Oh, alright. Okay. That was just a security concern for us.
Oh, nah, no big deal. I'll just take a picture of the sign. That's it.
Okay, are you with the company or by yourself?
Here by myself.
Oh, okay. Huh? Well, he's out here. No, I'm not going, but I got to.
Why are you taking pictures of this place?
If I want to.
For what?
If I want to.
Who are you with?
Everybody.
Do you have some identification? Who are you? I'm the maintenance manager of that. Who are you? I'm the maintenance manager of that power plant right there.
Okay, well, once you get back to maintaining your power plant, get off the public street.
You can't tell me what to do anymore than I can tell you what to do.
Exactly. Anything else on that?
That's a federally controlled facility. Why are you taking pictures of it?
Because I can.
What are you taking pictures of?
Anything I can see from the public street.
Okay, so for what purpose?
For my use.
In what?
Whatever I do with it. You're asking a lot of questions.
I am. I'm curious, dude. This is a power facility.
Okay, so?
So we're
some kind of terrorist.
So could you. I mean, looking at the two of you, the way you rush up on me screaming and yelling, I mean, you're the ones acting like a terrorist, not me.
This is critical infrastructure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And?
You look like you might be from Al-Qaeda.
I look like Al-Qaeda, okay. You have no clue who you're talking to. I'm probably more American
you won't tell us.
Because it's not your business. I'm
It
probably
very
more
much
American than the
is.
both of you put together.
I highly doubt that.
I highly doubt that you know exactly what you're doing. It's obvious that you
Somebody
don't.
walking around out in the street taking pictures does not seem like a normal activity.
Okay.
It'd be another
Someone
thing if
running
you
up
wanted to
on
answer me.
somebody screaming and yelling at them doesn't seem like a normal activity to me.
Am I
either.
yelling? I yelled, hey, because you didn't stop. You said you couldn't
Can't hear you.
the noise.
Can't hear you over all the noise.
Okay. Am I
Nobody's
yelling
yelling
now?
and screaming.
We have a right to ask questions. This is a power facility. We have been attacked before at other facilities around the country.
That doesn't give you the right to do anything. Are you familiar with the so your critical infrastructure? That means you're covered by the Department of Homeland Security.
Correct.
Are you familiar with the Homeland Security Bulletin of 2018?
Am I familiar with what?
Are you familiar with the Homeland Security Bulletin of 2018 regarding public photography?
Sure.
Then why are you standing here?
Because we still have a right to ask why you're taking pictures of the facility. We have been directed by the people that run our company to report suspicious behavior. And someone walking down the street taking pictures of our facility is suspicious.
Okay.
So we have every right
I covered
to ask.
this with the guy that just pulled up and asked me questions. I was nice and cordial with him.
Okay.
I wasn't rude to him. He asked me what I was doing. I told him. I guess he was on the phone to you?
Yep.
Okay. And what did he relay to you?
He said that you were out here taking
Hold on,
pictures
hold
of our signs.
Turn it
Yeah, how about
sideways.
taking your
Got to get it in
mask off?
portrait mode.
You want to take
How
your
about
mask
take your
off?
mask off?
Nah. You
How
guys
about
too
your
close. Might get COVID. Turn it sideways to get a better picture with portrait mode. That's what you need. I told him what I was doing. There's unusual signs on your fences, such as the one that says if you have a concern, let's talk about it.
If you have a doubt, let's talk it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't see signs like that anyplace else.
That's a safety initiative that we started.
I understand,
in
and I like it.
Okay.
I like it, and it's like a hobby. I know it's going to sound unusual to you, but unusual isn't illegal.
Correct.
I have an interest
And
in
this
unusual
conversation
signage.
that we're having right now would have been a good one to have 5 minutes ago when we first started talking. That makes more sense. A curiosity, a hobby, an interest, that makes more sense.
Well, had you not been told, hold on.
And if I came across as a abrasive, I apologize. I don't mean to.
And you did, and
but a
I
big
don't
guy
mean-
with a shaved head, tattoos, and a beard tends to do that by accident, whether he means to or not.
Oh no, I'm not scared of that. That doesn't bother me. I've dealt with worse than that before, trust me. But it's just unusual signage, and that's what I'm looking for. It's just unusual signage.
And I appreciate that. I collect signs. I have one from a construction zone in the Bay Area. This is Bay Bridge this way that I bought. Paid $175 for because I like signs too. I got them all over my house.
I've got signs. I've got pictures of signage from all over the world, and not just all over the world, but all over here in the United States.
And that's awesome.
Yeah,
I think that's
it's like I said, it's just like a hobby,
and
that's what I told
right
that guy.
there is completely understandable. I get that. We have a right to be concerned, though it's not you personally. I don't think you look like Al Qaeda. I think he was kidding.
That's
but
okay.
We are protective. We had a plant in California that was attacked, meaning they came in with an axe and started hacking places up, or pieces of equipment up. The cops ended up having to kill the guy. I'm not saying that should happen to you. I'm just saying it has happened. We have to be made hyper aware of the fact that we are critical infrastructure, and it is an interesting thing when something like that happens. At this particular facility, a couple of months ago, we had an employee's car get hijacked right out of the parking lot. So we have had incidents here before, which has led us to have cause for concern.
Oh, you got cameras out here, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. You should have had that on film.
We did.
It's been too hard to find out who it was.
Well, the problem is the cameras shoot through a lens, and getting the license plate off the car was impossible because the car that they used to steal the stolen car was also stolen. So we got it on camera.
And then, of course, you guys ban weapons on property, so the guy who's got his car stolen, got hijacked, couldn't even defend himself.
Right. Well, thank God, it was parked car. There was nobody in it. It was in the middle of the day.
So they just came in and stole a car off the parking lot.
It.
Okay, I got you. You said carjacked. I thought.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Okay. So they just stole the car. All right. Yeah.
So that's why we're concerned. You know, it is strange. You're the first person I've ever seen walking around with 3 cameras taking pictures of signs.
Well,
I'm not saying it's not acceptable necessarily, but it is weird.
Well, so a lot of times the other cameras are for wide-angle shots. The body camera is because I get a lot of unusual things that happen. I've had squirrels run up and run between my legs.
Managers running out questioning you.
Get that sometimes too. You know, doing what I do. Like I said, I'm a photographer, and I'm all over the United States. And so I interact with law enforcement. I interact with people. You know, and people aren't always honest. They'll lie and say, "Oh yeah, he was inside our fence," or you know. So I have to protect myself. That's what the body camera's for.
Absolutely, and I don't mean to threaten. I mean, you don't seem threatening. It's strange, and we are hyper aware because of the industry we're in, because of the times we're in. Unfortunately, we don't know what people's intentions are. Taking pictures of signs, I don't have a problem with that. I don't think that's illegal.
Is there actually, and this is probably a stupid question, is there actually anything I can see from here that would do me any good to film as far as security?
And it's not, well, yeah, theorically. I mean, yes, there are things. I'm not going to point them out.
No, I'm not asking you to point anything out. I'm just saying,
there
most places have a safe zone.
Right.
You know, a barrier zone so that, you know, you can't really get anything.
And part of, what NERC is?
No.
NERC is the National Energy Reliability Council. They were founded in 2001 or 2 after the East Coast blackout. They're the controlling entity. That's why we're considered critical infrastructure, because we are part of the electrical grid. So we actually make power. We're not a refinery.
Texas actually has their own power grid. We're the only,
well, we do.
only state in the United States.
ERCOT is the only state with an independent power grid, but we are still tied to the national grid. We could untie.
But when we secede from the union, you guys you're gonna help us out, right?
That's a different conversation for a different time when I'm not on the clock.
I'll just give you grief.
But because of that, we get training every year. There are attacks. There was a shooting at a switch yard in San Diego, California in 2014 or 15. No person, but they were taking pot shots at the equipment to test the infrastructure and see what it could withstand. We get training on that all the time. So they make us a little paranoid, maybe a little over paranoid.
I suspect you're a little over paranoid.
Well,
you know, like I said, if I had told that guy to just drop dead or whatever, was rude to him or whatever,
right,
I could understand, your concerns then. But like I said, I was cordial with him. I
No,
told him
and
exactly what I was doing.
disagreeing
because
with that.
I don't want.
I couldn't hear your side of the conversation.
Okay, I'm
on
trying
the
to
phone.
avoid situations where I have to get into confrontations
Right,
with people
and
because
I
I'm not a
understand
confrontational person. I don't like it, but you know, at the same time, I'm not going to let somebody just come out, scream and yell and walk all over me.
Yeah, and if the first time I said, hey, if you'd have turned around and you didn't hear me, that's not your fault. I'm just saying, my blood pressure goes up every time I have to say, hey, you know what I mean? If the roles were reversed, I imagine you'd probably have a similar reaction. If you were in my shoes, I got a plant full of people to protect. He's got a plant full of people to protect. And at that moment, I don't know you from Adam. Now that we've talked, do I think you're suspicious? Do I think you're a problem? Not at all. So again, I apologize if I came across aggressively. I didn't mean to. I'm concerned about my power plant and my people in reverse order.
Gotcha.
And that's all.
Okay.
Because we have had incidents, not just at other facilities, but at this one specifically.
Well, and because I deal with people who are sometimes over-aggressive, I have to be aware of things like the 2018 memo from DHS,
and you're
regarding
perfectly
public.
within your rights, but I'm also within my rights to ask you why.
Sure.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you'd have been much more aggressive, I'd have just told you to drop dead and walked off.
Yeah,
Because I'm not looking for confrontation.
Right.
We're required to report suspicious activity.
Absolutely.
And to us, it's pretty suspicious when you walk around the plant, take a picture.
Well, and honestly, I've worked in law enforcement before, and I will tell you that what you're doing right now is very, very dangerous. This is not what you should do. If you have a concern about somebody out on the street, you should call local PD and have them come out. Let them handle it.
Conversely, walking by plants that are considered critical infrastructure and taking pictures without first notifying the personnel inside the plant that you're going to do so is also dangerous.
I understand.
So-
I understand. But you'd be surprised. For the most part, I don't have trouble with people. Occasionally it
Well, that
happens.
speaks to more of a complacency issue
Yeah,
than
well,
anything.
There may be something to that.
Yeah.
But a lot of the plants recognize, that people out in public taking pictures isn't necessarily a problem. Now, if I was flying a drone over the property,
That happened, 2 months ago?
now that I would be concerned about.
Right.
Okay, because that gives a person the opportunity, because especially if it's a modern drone, it's going to be GPS equipped, and they can come in there and map everything.
Absolutely.
Or these
Fine.
these refineries, a lot of them have high pressure gas lines in them. And, to map that for a terrorist to be able to locate something like that would be a very bad thing.
Yeah.
So that
this
I can
plant-
understand.
This plant, because we have such a small footprint, like you said, you can get a lot of information from the street, unfortunately. We're aware of that working at this plant. Standing here looking at it, looks like this is a huge facility. We're not. This is one cog in a very big wheel.
Yeah.
So we are a little overprotective and over paranoid. I think it's a product of the times. So again, I apologize. As far as I'm concerned, you're free to go about your day. Do you have any more questions? Okay.
All right. My name's David.
David, Jesse.
David, go down there about 200 or 300 yards and take some pictures. They got security down there.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all be safe. Taking pictures of the signs on the fence.
Okay, all right, that's all I need
Yeah,
to know.
yeah, no big deal. I just collect pictures of signage, that's it.
Okay, no worries. Can I get a name?
David.
David? Okay. All right, you have a good day, sir.
All right.